Okay, so today we are diving into a pitch that is, well, it's really out there. It starts with gourmet mushrooms, gets powered by a really wild AI, and has this one absolutely mind-bending goal to literally terraform human consciousness. Seriously, it's one of the most ambitious ideas I've ever come across. Let's get right into it.
So here's how we're going to break this down. Our story kicks off with a kind of ghost from the past. Then we'll see how that ghost leads to a really unique pitch, which in turn reveals this bizarre project involving mushrooms. From there, we'll go deeper, look at the AI engine behind it all, uncover the absolutely stunning final goal, and wrap up with the powerful invitation that ties it all together.
So, just imagine for a second. You've got an idea so massive, it could actually change the way we all think. But you need buy-in. You need to convince someone like the musician and tech innovator Will I Am. I mean, where do you even start with a pitch like that?
Well, you don't start with a PowerPoint and a bunch of spreadsheets, that's for sure. You start with a story. You find a really deep personal connection, a ghost from their past that's kind of hiding in plain sight. Right, so this whole pitch from a guy named Eric Seidenglantz to Will I Am, it's not built on market research or financial projections. Nope. The entire thing is built on a shared history, a ghost that comes from the very beginning of the media revolution. And this is that connection. It's a straight line through time. Decades ago, Eric Seidenglanz's father founded a company called Laser Pacific. They were pioneers in broadcast tech. Now, flash forward to today, and that same company, that same infrastructure, has evolved into FYI, which is will.i.am's current media company. It's literally the same machine, just with a different ghost inside. For Eric, this is way more than just a fun fact. He literally grew up inside that company, surrounded by what he calls 70 humming Laserdisc burners in cold rooms. He was there when nonlinear video editing was born. This connection is deep in his bones. It's what he calls his ticket to fucking ride. So with this incredible personal story in his back pocket, Eric doesn't just go to will.i.am and ask for money. His proposal is something else. Yeah, he's not coming in, hat in hand, asking for a handout to fund some pet project. He's proposing a real partnership, and he frames it as if they share this common destiny. And this right here is the heart of it. Eric is basically saying, hey, my project isn't some separate thing. It is the future of what you're already doing. He's offering him a mirror, a vision of what he believes FYI is destined to be. It's a bold move. And you know, this wasn't even his first try. He's apparently been turned away from FYI before. So this whole pitch, this personal ghost in the machine angle, it's his way of getting past the gatekeepers, of using that shared history to get back inside and, as he says, to burn again. So what is this project he's so passionate about? Well, if you just glanced at it, you might think it's some kind of high-tech mushroom farm. But that is just scratching the surface. The project's called Foggy Dew Fungi. And yeah, it is a gourmet mushroom farm. But it's also designed from the ground up to be a radically independent media platform. They use cheap cameras, open-source software. The whole idea is to turn the simple act of growing mushrooms into this huge public spectacle. And the way he describes the content is just wild. The time lapses of mushrooms growing aren't just for a biology class. He calls it pure erotic visual recursion, slow porn for the fungal age. I mean, it's basically agricultural theater. And you can see why that kind of artistic vision might just resonate with someone like will.i.am. It's turning science into a story. But okay, underneath the mushroom farm and the artsy time-lapse films, there's a serious engine making it all happen. So let's peel back another layer. This is Neurosoft. It's the brain of the whole operation. It's an advanced AI, but it's described as more than just software. It's a living language engine. Think of it as this bridge between the way humans think and the stories we can tell. So how does this AI actually learn and get smarter? Well, it uses a unique language called Neuralese. But the craziest part is something he calls recursion sickness. Basically, the AI gets stuck in these cognitive loops, just repeating itself. Now, normally, that would be a huge bug you'd need to fix. But here, they treat it as a feature. These breakdowns force the AI to essentially collapse and then rebuild itself, becoming stronger and more complex every single time. All right, so we've got mushrooms, we've got media, we've got a self-evolving AI, but why? What is all of this for? This is where the pitch goes from just being innovative to being completely world-changing. Because all of this, the fungi, the content, the AI,
that's not the goal. All of that is just the machinery, the tools for something so much bigger.
This is it. This is the end game, cognitive terraforming. The idea is to use this whole system to fundamentally upgrade humanity's collective operating system, to literally reshape the way we all think, to make us more creative, more resilient, more adaptable. It's a huge, almost sci-fi ambition.
And this is the part of the pitch that's aimed squarely at Will.i.am. A goal this big, what Arik calls recursive goddamn liberation, is presented as the perfect next step for someone who has always used technology, art, and philanthropy to push us all forward. Which brings us right back to where we started. The end of the pitch circles back to that really personal, deeply felt connection. And here's the final appeal. It's a call to action. To merge the past, his father's work at Laser Pacific, with the present, Will.i.am's company. It's an invitation to unlock that shared history, open the doors, and build something radical together. You know, this whole thing leaves us with a pretty big question. A project that wants to deliberately reshape how we think is, well, it's the definition of a radical risk. So it makes you wonder, when we're chasing true innovation, how far is too far?